Welcome into On the Road with the AHSAA. Brett Pritchard and Lauren Welcher here in Montgomery, Alabama at Percy Julian High School as Percy Julian getting set to take on Stanhope Elmore tonight with the game of the week. Lauren, good to see you. Exciting to be in the capital city in Montgomery, and we got some cool things we're going to do, but we're here at the school for business first and foremost. Going to talk to Coach White, talk about his team and how they're going to prepare for tonight's game.
I'm so excited to be here. Montgomery is a staple of Alabama. It's our capital, and we've done a lot of driving around this morning. We actually got to go right by the Capitol. I remember as a kid, I saw the Capitol up close and personal. Now seeing it as an adult, it's such a beautiful spot. We've stopped by or going to stop by Chris's Hotdogs, which was incredible. But being here at Percy Julian, this is a wonderful school, home of the Phoenix.
That's right. New school, basically new name. Used to be Robert E. Lee High School. So much history. Name changed in 2022 when the Board of Education voted to change the name, and also Jeff Davis changed to JAG. So, so a lot of history though here in this school, as we'll see when we walk in. A lot of blue maps in a case that you'll be able to see here in just a little bit. This school has a lot of football history as well, and just excited to talk to them, talk about some of their players, and off to a 1-1 start on the season. So I know they're excited about playing a team from right up the road in Stanhope Elmore at Cramton Bowl just in a few hours. But Lauren, again, here in Montgomery, we want to thank the Alabama Department of Transportation and their Drive Safe campaign for always making it a priority to stress how important it is not to text and drive, not to have, any type of distracted driving out there. There's so many things that distract all of us now. Again, like we say every week, if it's that important, pull over and text back. If not, keep your hands on the wheel.
That's exactly right. We talk about it so often because it's so imperative that everybody takes it seriously. Because like I said before, you're not the only one on the road. You have children in the car, you have other people that are riding beside you, and you've got to make sure that you're keeping yourself and other people safe. So on your way to the game, on your way home, whether you're stopping after the game to eat, make sure that you're not looking at your phone, you're not calling a friend to let them know how the game went. All of that can take place after you're from behind the wheel.
No doubt about it. Well, we're on the road here in Montgomery, Alabama today for the game of the week, Percy Julian versus Stanhope. So everybody stay tuned. More of On the Road brought to you by the Alabama Department of Transportation right after this.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
You think this is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer. Yeah, Manor brand air conditioners are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA.
Catch a ride, not a buzz.
Hey, can you come get me?
Being buzzed still counts. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
All right, inside Percy Julian High School with head coach Kenneth White. Coach, thanks for joining me.
All right, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
We're glad to be here. Game of the week this week against Stanhope Elmore. Let's go back. You guys are 1-1 on the season, so kind of just talk about the start so far.
Start's been, up and down. First one, we went into Paul Bryant, got a win, so that was really good for the kids. And then we came in and had a tough one against Carver. So we're building on that, and we're going to try and get back to our winning ways this week.
Right. It's a new region for everybody this year, so some other teams in that, I know you're familiar with some of those teams, but some newer teams in the region. This is your first year as a head football coach, correct? Just kind of talk about that, and let's go back to maybe the summer and kind of preparing for the season. You don't just snap your fingers and get ready to play football. There's a lot of work and effort. Kind of talk about what you guys did in the off season.
We just got up here every day, and that's been my mantra to the guys is we want to get better every day. Okay, so just getting on the grind, understanding what we're going for, setting our goals, things like that. The kids have been really, really great. I've been very pleased up until this point, and just happy as I don't know what, just to be the head football coach.
Right. I want to talk to you about some of your players. Obviously, you guys as a coaching staff, you try to put them in the best situation possible to be successful. Yeah. Who are some of the team leaders that we'll see tonight on the field for you guys?
Oh, man, we got a lot of seniors. Bryson McGrew, our quarterback, he's been doing a great job. Keyshawn Marbury, number 6. Man, that kid's incredible. He plays defensive line, linebacker, running back. Yeah, man, he's an exciting kid, man. I just can't wait to see him. Our running backs, Antoine Barnes, wide receivers, Jaden Hill. I mean, we got a lot of guys, man, that can do some good things for us, man. We're just excited to see them all out there.
Well, it's good to always have a good crop of seniors that you can rely on. What did that mean to you coming in as the head football coach here? How were you welcomed? How were you embraced by this group?
Man, I was so lucky and fortunate to be their coach. Honestly, I mean, I've been here 7 years. I was an offensive coordinator prior to, so I'd already kind of built relationships with some of the kids, and they just fully embraced me. We took it off running, and just when you have senior leadership like that, it makes it easier for you as a coach.
Right. Behind us, we strategically stopped right here because this is what you strive for in the state of Alabama. The blue maps here in this case back here, and a lot of history in this school. I know the name changed a couple of years ago, but it was almost a restart for you guys, and kind of a new push for what you're doing here in Montgomery. A lot of change in Montgomery, but you guys still play at Cramton Bowl. Beautiful stadium now. Just like anything else, needed a little TLC. The City of Montgomery invested in that facility. Now it's a destination for bowl games, college football games, and you guys are fortunate to be able to call that your home stadium.
Yes, yes, and just to go back on the history, man, we love it. We're not running from it. I mean, that was one of the reasons that I took the job. I mean, when you start thinking about Spence McCracken and Perry and Coach Rogers and, all these guys that kind of come before me, man, it was a no-brainer. So I just, to even have myself mentioned, to be able with some of those names, oh, yeah, I had to take this position. So I love it. I'm excited about it. I love being at Cramton Bowl. That's where I played as a kid.
Right.
So, man, just to get back out there and have that, man, I love it. I get excited just thinking about it.
Well, we just love the history. The Cramton Bowl been around since 1922, so it's been a long time, and a lot of big-time games have been played in that stadium. Going back to the history of Lee, winning state championships, being so dominant in the 80s and the 90s, and now Percy Julian being the name of the school. Just kind of talk about the opportunity for your kids and maybe the possibility of bringing a state championship here to the new high school.
Oh, yeah, that's the goal, and that's what we always talk about with the kids. Hey, we want to get into the playoffs. Obviously we want to set goals, but we don't want to put that on them just yet.
Right.
But it's, hey, making a deep run in the playoffs and let the chips fall where they may. So I'm excited about it. We're excited about the season. It's something that we've been talking about over and over and over again all year.
Talk about your opponent tonight, Stanhope Elmore, just right up the road. They've got history as well. They're a very good program. Just kind of talk about your opponent.
Yeah, they look very good on film. We watch on them and kind of game plan for them. It looked like it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, I want us to pull it out. They look really good, well coached. You can just kind of tell they got something going. I think they're going to be pretty hungry too, because if I'm not mistaken, I think they actually lost their last game as well. So similar records going in. I think it's going to be a great game, man. We just want to get out there and play and showcase what we can do.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thanks so much for joining us and allowing us to come into your school and kind of talk about some of your kids and your program a little bit. And by the way, I'm pretty biased. I like the color choices you guys picked. The orange and blue looks really good.
There you go. Love it.
But Coach, thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Stay tuned. More of On the Road with AHSAA right after this.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
This is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer. Amana brand gas furnaces are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA. So this baby is true red, white, and blue.
When driving, click the seatbelt, not the like button. Mom is right. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
All right, Lauren, we are at Chris's Hot Dogs in Montgomery. 1917. This place has been around for over 100 years.
This is incredible. I mean, when you walk in, it's nostalgic. You can see all the old pictures. This is totally my style of a restaurant.
This is what you want to, this is what you're looking for.
Yes.
We're on the road with AHSAA every week. Some pretty important people have been in this restaurant. Lots of U.S. presidents, Franklin Roosevelt, both Bushes, 41 and 43. A lot of important people. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's crazy.
You can just look at the history of this restaurant. It's been downtown on Dexter Avenue in Montgomery, Alabama since 1917. So when you come to Montgomery, this is a must. So,
yeah.
And she's about to bring our hot dog and hamburger out. You got to do, we went with a hot dog hamburger combo. So.
Yeah, we couldn't decide. I think that's
so when you can't decide, you just got to go with both.
You got to go with both.
Right?
You know, we fell into that last week with the desserts at Dreamland.
Right.
We had to try both. So I got onion rings for my side, and Brett got French fries. So we're going.
So we get to split it.
Split it. Yeah, we're going to try.
I think we've got this down pat already.
We figured
just
it out.
2 weeks in.
We figured it out.
We know how to do it. So stay tuned. Now for the fun, Lauren. The food's out, hamburger, the hot dog, the fries, your onion rings. Just a couple more quick tidbits of info about Chris's. A lot of people knew and read The Great Gatsby.
Yes.
F. Scott Fitzgerald and his wife were regulars here in the 20s. That's
so
pretty doggone
cool.
cool. And every governor of the state of Alabama since 1917 has been in Chris's Hot Dogs. So
That
some
is
cool
insane.
facts. You got to come here. It's historic. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take a bite.
Oh, man.
Because we're up against the clock.
My mouth is watering.
We choose messy places for a reason because it's so good. It's so good.
So I'll get you right here.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and it is so good. I'll take
I don't
some more
think
sweet tea.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
This is so good.
Outstanding. Come to Chris's Hot Dogs. Don't take our word for it. Don't miss out.
This chili, that's what you were reading a second ago, is the chili. He makes 10 gallons
Every other day.
every other day
Right.
of this chili. And they put the chili, which I've never heard of, on a hamburger. And I'm not mad about it.
No, I'm not, and I'm
'Cause it's
reaching
so
across
good.
over here because it's messy and it is what it is.
This
So,
is delicious. You have to come
yeah,
to
come to Chris's Hot Dogs on the road with AHSAA.
When driving, stay sober, not stoned. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
All right, I'm here with Brandon Dean, the Director of Parks and Rec for the City of Montgomery. And Brandon, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, Brett.
Man, it's beautiful out here today.
Yes, it is.
And here in a few hours, we'll have another football game on this field. This field is used so much here in the City of Montgomery. The high schools share it. You've got college events that go on this field. Talk about how much Cramton Bowl means to the City of Montgomery.
It means a whole lot. It's historic. To go back to the old days, that grass field, and by December it was all worn out. Now to have turf that can last the whole season means a lot to us in our city.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were with the AHSAA for a while, so you know how important high school athletics are. Tonight, Percy Julian, Stanhope Elmore will play on this field, and again, gives the city an opportunity to have multiple events. And the City of Montgomery has done a great job the last several years of recruiting and landing some big events, some national events. We just had the kickoff game on ESPN a couple of weeks ago that was right here. Kind of talk about the vision of this facility. And look, this facility has had a facelift times 10 over the last 10 years, and it's a beautiful facility now. It's a destination. Players want to play here, coaches want to coach here.
Yeah, going back to my younger days, behind me was a stadium seating, bowl type atmosphere. Now we've had that to another ambiance of the stadium. Now to have this turf, the lights, the new video boards is a great addition to our stadium game day experience.
And you got a multiplex. We just got a shot of that just a little bit ago. Lots of events, lots of things able to take place in that building.
Yes, that's a multi-use facility to be used for everything for us, volleyball, basketball, cornhole, anything we want to do in there.
So I know you guys are busy. Brandon, you're a busy guy. I know there's a lot of events planned, some things maybe that you can't share right now, but just real quick before I let you go, I know the City of Montgomery's not finished recruiting events here to this place.
We're not. We want to do more and bigger things in Montgomery and Cramton Bowl in our city.
And downtown Montgomery has really flourished. There's been a vision, a revamp, lots of great restaurants to eat at. Lauren and I know about that real well as we travel around the state and here on the road with the AHSAA radio network. Brandon, so good to see you, buddy. Appreciate all the hard work you do, and thanks so much to the City of Montgomery for allowing us to come today.
Thank you, my friend. Tell Randy I said hey, too.
I'll do that. We're here with Allison Green from the Alabama Department of Transportation, our presenting sponsor here on the road. Allison, good to see you. You and I have had a long-running relationship with Alabama Department of Transportation and the AHSAA radio network, but it's good to see you here at Cramton Bowl this morning.
Great to be here. Great to be a part of this.
Well, Allison, we thought it was a perfect match. We came up with this idea jointly, the radio network and ALDOT. We're on the road every week, and so many people are on the road every week, every day. So we thought it was an opportunity for us to explain and really push how important it is for people to be safe on the road.
Absolutely, and that's why ALDOT wanted to be part of this. You know, you guys are out there and you're reaching one of the most important audiences for our Drive Safe Alabama program. Drive Safe Alabama is all about helping people learn how to be safe on the road. So we've got teens that are out there who are involved in really about 25,000 crashes a year, and 80 of those in 2022 were fatal crashes. So we want to reach those teens and help them stay safe on the roads, and we want to talk to their parents about how they can talk to their teenagers about being safe on the road.
Absolutely. Moms and dads and grandparents get nervous when those teens are on the road for their safety and being mindful for everybody. There's so many things that can distract drivers now, especially our devices, our mobile devices. There's a new hands-free law. Allison, let's talk about that.
The hands-free law was passed just a few years ago, and really that was in response to how many crashes there are related to distracted driving. So what it basically says is you can't hold your phone for any reason in the car anymore, even to make a phone call. So it's really important, if you must make a call or you have a text to send, that it's all done over Bluetooth or some kind of a Siri or like device where you can get that message out safely. But ultimately your job is to drive that 3,000-pound vehicle. So if you can silence the phone in the car, all the better.
Yeah, got to keep those hands on the wheel. What are some other things right now that the Department of Transportation are really focusing on and pushing?
It's always about the seatbelt. Okay, if you are not buckled in, you are more likely to die if you're involved in a crash. We're seeing that the people who are dying on Alabama roads, about 60% of them are not wearing a seatbelt. And many of those crashes would have been survivable.
Yeah, and it's always important. Just a system of checks and balances when you get in your car. First things first, get in, put your seatbelt on, then crank the car up before you forget about it and get on the road. And it only takes 1 second to change everybody's life, not just yours, but maybe somebody else's that you impact. So, but Allison, the Alabama Department of Transportation, such a great partner with us here on the AHSAA radio network, been a partner with us for a long time. We really appreciate the vision of ALDOT and supporting student athletes and students throughout the state of Alabama.
Great. Well, we're very thankful to be a part of it, and we want to make sure that everybody's out there buckled up and doing their part to keep those roads safe.
Thanks so much. This is Allison Green with the Alabama Department of Transportation, reminding everybody to drive safe out there every time you're on the road.
When driving, watch your speed, not TikTok, okay? Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation. When driving, wear a seatbelt, not a filter. What? Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
We open this week's highlights at Pelham High School, where the Lady Panthers of Coach Perry Thompson are off to a hot volleyball start, compiling a 11-5 record with big wins over Gulf Shores, Fort Payne, Jasper, and Hewitt-Trustful. Here we see Pelham taking on Shades Valley, where senior Cameron McKinn led Pelham with 15 kills as Pelham gets the 3-0 win. McKinn even gets 200 kills on the season and 42 sets played. London Wynn added 10 kills in the Shades Valley win. Pelham will continue its busy schedule this week with matches against Jasper, Alabama Christian, St. James, Spanish Fort, and Lamp High School. Next, we're checking on perennial 6A power Spanish Fort and 3A 23 state runner-up Mobile Christian, who met in a South Alabama volleyball showdown. The Leopards won the first set, but the Toros roared back to win match 3-1. Spanish Fort's Caroline Downey led the effort with 11 kills. Taylor Ishmael added 9 kills. Victoria Hawley added 2 aces. Carolyn McAllister had 22 digs. The Toros and coach Gretchen Boykin are off to a 15-3 start to the season and have matches this week against Robertsdale, St. Paul's Episcopal, McGill-Tulane, and Pelham High School. Lauren Hughes' versatile abilities are playing big dividends for Dothan High School's flag football team, shown here hauling in a touchdown pass in last week's 32-0 victory over Carroll. Ewell finished the game with a rushing touchdown, passed for a touchdown, had an interception on defense. And this video provided by her school of her scoring on the pass reception. We thank DHS for supplying this exciting highlight. We see Cottonwood defensive back Ethan Simmons jumping with an Ashford wide receiver for a pass. Simmons comes down with the interception and races 360 yards. Simmons also had 2 carries for 30 yards and 1 catch for 41 to go with 2 tackles and a pick on the defense. It has been 4 years since Robertsdale has opened the season 2-0. After Friday night's 13-10 win over Baldwin County and rival Alberto, the Golden Bears are 2-0 in 2024. Running back Quindarius Shields had a big game rushing for 178 yards on the ground and scoring 2 touchdowns on 21 carries, with his longest run a 78-yard foot race as Robertsdale snapped a 24-game losing streak in the very first game and are now 2-0 for the first time in 2020. Geneva County finished the season 0-10 last season, only 40 points scored total and 10 losses. 2024 is a new year, however, and as new coach Al Gilmore, the new AHSAA Class 1A making a difference for stepping in 2024, directed his team to a wild 72-62 victory over Kingston to move to 2-0 on the year. Both teams combined for 134 total points in the game. Geneva County quarterback Caden Hutchins accounted for 205 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 passing, and 2 rushing. Brendan Hall also had 302 yards rushing and managed 7 touchdowns overall. He has over 600 yards rushing through the first 2 weeks of the season. Kingston's Kobe 2 had 215 yards, 5 touchdowns. Geneva County pulled out their win and is now averaging 63 points a game 2 weeks into the season.
Got ready to pick his arm up to throw it. There were a couple of defenders in that backfield. That's a chance to throw the football right there.
Did he get it? Cowley, does he have it? Touchdown.
Leave some diversity in the playbook for later in the ball game.
Bradley, he's got a man. That's Barber. Corey.
Not going to catch it.
Barber. 87 yards.
Almost 7.5 minutes gone by here in this third quarter. Hoover threatening to score. Now Beeson looks like he wants to take a shot.
Got a man coming back to the ball. He has to get rid of it. Intercepted. Intercepted. Down the far sideline. Peyton Wood. He's going to go. Touchdown, Jags.
Here or something, because that offensive line is really starting to get it done for the Bucks.
Certainly are. Quick score. Tit for tat. Gregory, the big tight end, checks in for Spain Park. He's on the left side of the line with a hand on the turf. Bradley throws it up. End zone. Touchdown, Jags. What a throw, what a catch.
Now, let's take a look at the AHSAA TV Network WOTM Game of the Week. Highlights from Ramsey hosting Clay Chalkville at Legion Field.
And back live at Legion Field. A little late getting started tonight. Didn't kick off till about 7:30 thanks to a thunderstorm that rolled through Birmingham and delayed things. But once we got going, didn't take Clay Chalkville long to get going as they got off to a great start tonight against Ramsey and went on to dominate this game and win it by a final score of 62-7. We knew this was going to be a tough matchup for Ramsey coming in because of all the players that they lost off of their 5A state runner-up team from a year ago. Clay Chalkville lost a lot as well, but boy, they have reloaded and they look like a 6A contender again this year.
I don't think there's any doubts as we look at some of the highlights. Again, real interesting to me to see Ramsey next week in that big matchup with Briarwood, but no success whatsoever for Ramsey throwing the ball down the field. 3 interceptions on the night.
Big night here for this young man, Aaron Osley. Scored on the first offensive play from scrimmage and then went on to have 3 other rushing touchdowns tonight. This was Ramsey's long big play in the first half. Keenan hit Shy Rice for the touchdown, but they had some other good drives, Butch, but they just couldn't finish with any points.
Couldn't finish, and it's not just one running back for Clay Chalkville. Woods came in, scored 3 touchdowns also. They've got great receivers. Quarterback Fry did an excellent job. Huge offensive line, really strong defensive front. Secondary played exceptionally well. So these guys are going to be very difficult to beat all year long.
And you know, Clay quarterback Aaron Fry had a solid game, and we see here a big completion, but he didn't have to do a lot tonight with his arm or his legs. He can do much more, but they just dominated with their running game tonight.
Well, what you said is the key aspect. He could do much more, but he has so much talent around him. Take advantage of those guys, and you have these kind of games that put that type of score up on the scoreboard.